What it do, y'all? This your boy, the Renegade Kid, back with another one. And I had to do a story mode today because I know my brother just recently did one. But the topic is going to be about Xbox beef, social media beef, stuff like that. And um, and I know everybody ain't, what I'm saying, no internet gangster or nothing like that. Me personally, I'm not an internet gangster, but I've had, sort of a internet Xbox type beef type thing, and most of my beefs came from a teenager on up, or having beef with a teenager, or trying to disrespect somebody who way older than you, way growner than you. And most of them came from the game Halo 5, pretty much, and Halo just in general, because it's a competitive game altogether. But I'm finna hop straight in, you know what I'm saying? First of all, let me start out by I'm not into the arguments and all this stuff. I come from the streets. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a former gang member, so now I don't do any banging no more. But as far as internet and gang beef, I don't do that. I see video games no more than entertainment and fun, and as a tool for me to get out the hood. You feel what I'm saying? This is gonna be my Nobel Peace Prize to get away from the bull. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's the only way. That's the only reason I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing negative coming out of what I'm doing. So hopping straight in, it was just, there were times where, like, coming up as a teenager, video games was good, fun, exciting. So when you get on the mic, you new to the mic, you new to the Xbox Live sort of thing, and you have people who file complaints against you for saying certain words, have racism, all of that, all of those sorts of things. And me being a African American, a Caucasian person, anybody say something disrespectful out the way, you wanna get your point across. You don't want to be disrespected. You know what I'm saying? You just spaz out. You let them have it. So it was me and the crew that I was with. You know what I'm saying? We did that, and out of a result of that, we end up going against each other, because you know what I'm saying, when you have mixed races in a group or a clique or whatever, everybody beliefs are not the same. Like the president said, whoever you believe in, or religion, or who you believe in, is not gonna be the same. Heads are not gonna click together. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna always be an agreement. It's not always gonna be a peaceful ending. So coming up, I played with this guy called Donkos. You know what I'm saying? And a guy called Agent Stingray. I had a lot of people along the way, but I'm gonna talk about some of the clans I started. Why I don't do clans no more. Coming up, I had Outlaws. You know what I'm saying? That was back in '07 little group I had. And we was pretty much teenagers, young, dumb, stupid, you know what I'm saying? So that ended because I guess we just started losing people. People started going to school, you know what I'm saying? People started losing their accounts. Kids started getting in trouble, stuff like that. And then I moved to the Nation of Domination. I had people in there that didn't last long at all. So, and I think the clique I had after that, during the Halo Reach period, I had the NWO, which meant No World Order. You know what I'm saying? And it came to the point, I watched a lot of wrestling in my life, so yeah, I gotta bear with me on that one. So I had to watch a lot of wrestling, so I ended up having two NWO cliques. I had one that was actually black and white, and I had one that was red and black, like the Wolfpack, which I had a lot of people from different countries that played with me, which pretty much was the NWO black and white was like me and my clique was pretty much was we was all in the same clique, but we was divided into groups. You feel what I'm saying? So I had us as Americans over there. It ain't had nothing to do with being Americans. I don't know why it ended up being like that, but it was like on one side you had us as Americans over there, and we had um for the red and black, the Wolfpack clique. It was actually, we had people from Canada and the UK that I had started that was on the other side. So pretty much we used to have seminars. We would practice against each other. We had kids from the UK, Canada. And situations changed. We ended up bumping heads, and we ended up splitting that whole, calling that whole thing off. Okay, and that was it for that. So by this time, Halo 4 had released, going back into the 2012 through 2013, 14 era. So Halo 4 came out, which I had Brittany, Brian, Bree, Shadow, Donk. I still had Donkos. This dude's still in the picture now. Him and Agent Stingray, they still in the picture. So they brought a couple of their friends with them. You know how the 360 days was, like Xbox 360 was people all over the place. Like you could invite people to any game, people just join off their friends. So during this period, I was still playing with them. So, and me and this guy ended up bumping heads a little bit, because he would try to disrespect my friends, and he'll think I'd be okay with it, in which I was. Like I let him slide a whole lot of times, like which me and him would delete each other, block each other to the point like, yeah, I don't think it was to that point yet, but it eventually got there. Um, so during that Halo 4 period, me, Brittany, Brian, I think they ended up losing their account, or they didn't have internet or something like that. So that time passed. We had a lot of epic fights, epic battles. So my clique around that time was called the Renegade Nation, which is how I started my production team, and pretty much what I'm gonna be looking forward to in the future. Like everything is gonna be Renegade related. So during this time, it was I had that going for a while. Then I ran into this girl named Brittany, which she's my best friend to this day. You know what I'm saying? I love her, much respect to her, her husband, to her family, to her children. You know what I'm saying? But she ended up having a clique called the Phantoms. You know, she was one of the co-leaders over there, and I used to always play with her. Like, no matter how we play with each other, and we used to always protect each other and rumble pitch. Like me and her worked together, because that's how cool we became. Um, I never thought I'd be cool with somebody from Georgia or whatnot, so that was kind of weird. But anyway, during that period, me and her, we was working together, but she didn't really like too many of my friends because they were disrespectful. You feel what I'm saying? Um, you know what I'm saying? They just would bump heads all the time. So, and she had her group leader name was BA Unleashed. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with him to this day as well. So during that time, we played with each other so much that we started to combine the cliques together. So we was like, let's do Renegade Phantoms. You know what I'm saying? Let's let's add the groups together, since we always play with each other and both of us have the numbers and the strength of numbers or whatever. So we just combine the cliques. When I tell you, man, that we had 30 plus people who played with us, like we used to have so many people that when we had clan battles, we used to have to split the teams into two different fights. It'll be two different fights that's going on. You had the OGs and the OGs and the low players playing. Like the OGs will fight the higher level people. Like we'll have our own match, and the people that's under us will have their own match while our match is going on. Like it'll be that much chaos going on, kind of like a clan war type thing. So, and then it eventually got to the point where everything must come to an end. We ended up falling out. I think me and Donkos ended up falling out with they clique, and me and Brittany stopped talking for a while because there was intel and people scouting, going back saying this and that. People that was in my own clique was going back telling what I was saying, and they were reporting back to me, telling me what the other people said, but they'll go tell the other people something I said. Like you pretty much had spies in both cliques, so that pretty much ended. So we end up going back to the Renegades. All right, so by this time, some years have passed by. It's probably around like 2016, 17. I'm now keep in mind, y'all, that I'm getting older by the years that's going. Like all us getting older, but I'm going into a stage where I'm grown, like fully grown. So I'm getting to the stage where I'm like 19, 20. So I'm getting mature. And I'm really not tolerating a lot of stuff at this point. Like I'm not on a child's level at this point. So there was stuff going on in my life that like it wasn't funny to me. Like to this day, it's not funny to me because life is serious and stuff happens. But so by this time, I'm still clicked up with my original crew. Me and Brittany stopped talking for years. My best friend, me and her stopped talking for years just because I'm hanging with these guys and I'm trying to protect them and take up for them. Not knowing that these guys was going behind my back, you know what I'm saying? Actually ratting on me, telling on me, betraying me, you feel what I'm saying? So I think I ended up leaving. I ended up stopping cliques altogether. Like I didn't want to start no cliques because I ended up falling out with the Dunkos dude. Like, and I ended up being with Agent for a time being, which me and him started falling out too, because he'll want to play with him, and I wouldn't want to play with him, so that'll cause conflict within itself. So, long story. I know it's a long story, but I'm finna cut it short. By this time, me and him had blocked each other, but we ended up adding each other back. For some reason, we ended up apologizing to each other, like squashing it, okay. And we ended up keeping the cliques going. So everybody get back together. And later down the line, which comes to this point, like I said a year or two ago, me and Bree started back talking. She messaged me and she said, we can end up having a friendly conversation. It's like, hey, how you doing? How you been? What's going on with you? How your life treating you? We had a decent conversation because we actually cared for each other. Like it was, like we friends. You know what I'm saying? Like outside of Xbox, we can talk to each other. So that happened, and we ended up starting. Like by this time, I'm still talking to Dunkos number and whatnot. So they end up starting a Discord. They give me an idea to start a Discord, right? So by this time, they start playing with a whole nother clique. You know what I'm saying? When he come back to me, the only reason he comes back to me is because he had another clique, like while me and him wasn't talking, right? So him and that clique get into it. He run back to me. For that reason, I didn't know that he was running back to me. That was because he had nobody to play with. So he run back to me and Agent. Me and Agent wasn't pretty much falling for it at first. We started watching them from a distance, but and Agent was also in the clique called VL Scar, like Scar BK clique. But me and him never was into it about, because that was a clique that he had a girlfriend with at the time. But he was still renegade. You feel what I'm saying? Like he never left the clique. Like he still pledged his allegiance to us, but basically there was like an assassination clique. I know a lot of Halo fans, a lot of Halo people that play Halo know what assassination clique is. People love that game mode, but yeah, we wasn't falling for it, but I wasn't exactly. So we started a Discord, and somewhere in the Discord, these guys started getting racist, like started saying, you know what I'm saying, posting retarded jokes. And I'm kind of sensitive, you know what I'm saying. Like I'm gangster, but I'm sensitive at the same time. Like don't try to disrespect nobody retarded. Nobody don't do racism with me. I don't tolerate none of it. But yeah, they started sending like him and his brother was in the Discord. It wasn't that many of us in there. They end up kicking my guy Shadow out because Shadow can be annoying sometimes, but he's skilled and talented. So like that's why I still play with him to this day. The only reason I blocked him in the first place is because of that dude. Like he would persuade me to block Shadow, and I go along with it for some reason. But Shadow pretty good in my book. But back to the story. So yeah, they kicked Shadow, blocked Shadow. Um, Me being one of the leaders, I went along with it. Something I shouldn't have did, but yeah, they started posting like racist jokes and stuff like that, and I didn't tolerate it, so I started catching on. And my girl Brittany, my not my best friend, but one of my other friends, like she like a sister to me, but um she started catching on. She was like, "Man, Rick, these folks doing racist jokes or whatever." And I came in the Discord and I looked. I was like, "Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? That ain't cool." So they just kept doing it. And Donko's little brother, like he got a account called Mr. Fire. He tried to disrespect me because I tried to I ended up posting something in the wrong. We had a lot of columns that we can post up under, like, like games, discussions. I ended up posting something under the wrong catalog or whatever, and he ended up saying, "Rick, could you posting stuff in the wrong thing? You need to post something." And I was like, from off top, I'm like, "Little dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grown, man. You don't tell me what to do. Like, you don't never come at me like this." So long story short, Dunkos ended up taking up for his brother because that's his family, you know what I'm saying? Who ain't gonna do that? But he ended up taking up for his brother, and me and him ended up blocking each other like permanently. Like to this day, I ain't gave him chance after chance. Like I'm not dealing with him no more. Like I really don't want to even mention his name, but this video had to be stated. It had to be made just to let y'all know that this Xbox beef, PlayStation beef, whatever type of game beef you got, like, it ain't worth it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you from the streets, you know you a real street dude and you got street credit, you know what I'm saying? These people sit in the house, play the game all day on the couch. Like, dude, you have no idea what it is. I mean, what it's like out there in the real world. So I'm gonna let you think you know what I'm saying, and talk all that noise over the internet, you know what I'm saying? Like I told them plenty of times we can meet up somewhere and we can do whatever, which it ain't worth it because I'm grown, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be arguing with nobody younger than me. So that brings us to the present time. You know, I got the Renegade Productions. I got my girl, Escape the Fate, my best friend, Bree, my other girl, Brittany, my sister, Shadow, my boy, Ace, my boy, Logan. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep the clique like that. And also shout out to my brother, Abstract Zero. We got a couple promos coming up for y'all to look at. So y'all stay tuned for that. And it will be about Halo Infinite, so stay tuned for that. So if y'all enjoyed this video, hit the notifications, hit the subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, share this video. It was just a story time. Like I said, Xbox beef ain't worth your life. I know a lot of people died, you know what I'm saying? Not because of Xbox beef, but I just know some people have died because of it. You know, let's try to avoid all of that. And I lost a lot of people on there, but shout out to them. And rest up, rest in heaven, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for looking at this video. Holla at you.